All right, everybody. Scott Pierce here at Listings to Leads. Welcome to the call and apologize for being a minute late. Let me know where you're coming in from. Go ahead and say hello. And I'm excited that you are on this call, especially if you're a Listings to Leads client, especially if you are actually using our AI text follow-up. And if you're not, I'm telling you, if you've got your own, phenomenal. If you don't, ours is pretty damn good. We spend money on Facebook ads. We're trying to engage leads. We're all busy as heck. And if you do not have an easy, and I don't mean a complicated one that takes 3 hours to set up. I've talked to clients who've got these AI text or whatever kind of systems through a CRM that, and then they're paying $400 to $500 for somebody to set it up for them. Ours literally takes about 30 seconds to set up. It is so darn easy. I need to get a video on how to do it. Oh my God, it's so easy. And the results are going to literally change your business if you kind of understand how, well, like anything, not kind of, if you understand how to use it, what to expect, how not to get disappointed, how to stay level-headed with it, and just run enough leads through it. Yi Gong, she's a mortgage broker, but she runs real estate listing ads for agents. She does down payment assistance ads. $760 spent in September, and probably will get $20,000 to $30,000 worth of commissions from it. Absolutely phenomenal. Talking to people every single day. When I say talking to people, I mean talking to new leads every single day, sometimes a multiple. But it is, how do you set all this up? All right. How do you make sure that you're using it properly? And again, we want to make sure that we got the right expectations, that we're doing the right things. We want to get out of our own heads. We want to get out of what we've done in the past. We want to get out of thinking, oh, we're going to try it. That's like, would you make a pizza and say, well, you know what, God, 450 degrees, that's really hot. How about if I just try it at 150 degrees for about an hour, and then I'll see if I want to go to 450 or not. All right. No, you wouldn't do that, because cooking a pizza at 150 degrees, what is that going to give you? That's going to give you garbage. And that's what's going to happen if you don't follow through on a lot of the things I'm talking about today. Does that make sense for everybody? Gustavo, good to see you, man. Awesome. So go ahead and let me know where you're coming in from. Got a lot of people on the call today. Good to see everybody. Welcome to a Friday morning, Friday afternoon. We got another call for lenders. If you got a lender partner, I'm telling you, Yi will be on the call with me at 1 o'clock Pacific, 4 o'clock East Coast time. So if you've got any lenders, whether you're a broker, Gustavo, maybe you got a lender, I would have them get on that call at 1 o'clock. Go to leadgenwebinars.com. Again, that's leadgenwebinars.com. They can sign up for the call absolutely free. And she's going to be walking through herself, right? What is she doing? How is she following up? If you want to be on the call as an agent or a broker, you can be as well. I always love having her on. So with that, let me bring up, I took some screenshots, and let's just, before we get into it, let's just kind of roll through how the AI text follow-up works. Right now, it works for listings. So coming soon, just listed, active, open house, we'll get a buyer conversation. Pending, sold, we'll get a seller conversation. What is your home worth landing pages? What else? We got iBuyer, cash offer coming soon. Price reduced is coming very soon. I'm excited for that one. But so here are a couple of, I just grabbed a few recent conversations. So you can see here, the lead was generated, and I'll get into how that happened. But when the lead is generated, I'll tell you, one of my favorite things about the AI text follow-up is I know right away, I'll get a notification as an agent All right. So, I'm sitting here, I'm doing my work, I'm in a listing presentation, I'm in a showing, I'm driving somewhere, I'm having lunch, a lead comes through. All right. So a lead comes through, I get a notification. Oh, you got a new lead from Listings to Leads, whatever. And a few seconds later, I'll get a second email and it will say one of three things. AI text follow-up has been initiated with so-and-so, in this case, Iris, or an AI text conversation was not initiated because the phone number is a landline, which happens, every couple of days. I'll see one of those come through. Or an AI text conversation was not initiated because the phone number was incorrect. And I'll see that once in a while. People I talk to, we're getting about 75 to 80% or more good phone numbers. For the people that love to say, oh, I get bad phone numbers, blah, blah, blah. Typically, those people are super inconsistent. They may be generating 5 leads a week, and one of them might be a bad phone number. So they just throw everything out with the bathwater. So one of the things that we're going to be talking about today is a proper budget, proper cost per lead, making sure that the ingredients, right, before we even put it in the oven, that all the ingredients for our dish are proper so that we have the proper results, all right, based on what we put into it, based on how we did it, to get the right results. And that's what we're looking for here. All right. I'm not interested in that you put it in the oven for 150 degrees for an hour when the direction said 450. All right. Same idea here. I'm not interested in someone telling me, well, I spent, $35 on an ad a couple of weeks ago and blah, that's not going to cut it. All right. This is a business. We need to be investing in the business. We need to be treating it like a business. We need to have the automation set up, which we're going to walk through today. And I'm telling you, in 1 to 2 months, your pipeline, the conversations that you are having are going to start just snowballing and snowballing and snowballing and snowballing until you are every single day having conversations with new people in your area. And, some of them are going to be a year out. Some are going to be 2 to 3 months out. Some are going to be, maybe a little bit sooner, maybe a little bit later, but we're going to start having conversations with people. And I'll tell you what's really cool is, and Yi is starting to do this. There's a lot of great content for short form video from these conversations. I'm telling you, if you're not doing a video talking about, hey, I just talked to, in fact, maybe I'll share with one that you did a couple of days ago. And I'm trying to tell her to do more of these because every day she comes to me and she says, Scott, she goes, I just talked to somebody and, it's a crazy story or it's a really inspiring story or, they have, you wouldn't believe it. They're spending $2,300 a month on rent and they got an $800 car payment, right? That's a story. That right there is a phenomenal short form video to educate your audience. All right. And sometimes they're inspiring. There was a time when in fact, just the other day, 2 siblings were going to buy a place. One has bad credit, one has good credit. Phenomenal content to share on social media. You're not giving out names and personal information and details that are not appropriate. But in the general sense, as you start doing this, not only are you going to get leads, conversations, deals, but you're also going to get some of the best content possible for social media. So anyways, let's take a look at a couple of conversations before we get into the account. So you can see here, it starts off with, hi, Iris, this is Alex. So Alex is I don't mean to blur. Alex is the AI text conversation name. When you sign up for the AI text through Listings to Leads, it literally takes you about 30 seconds and you'll give it a name. There's like 15 different names that you can select from, Alex being one of them. I like Alex. Very, very popular. So it's asking here, do you want more information about the listing or are you just browsing? All right. Oh, let's bring that back up. And hopefully everybody can see this. And then the Iris responds back that she is just browsing. Are there any high schools nearby, middle school? Price is too high, but it's a beautiful house. So her response is in green. And then the AI text comes back with, that's a great question. I'll share your inquiry with my team. And if I come down here in the interim, little information, our free 25 Insider Secrets to Home Buying Guide is packed with money saving tips. Would you like a copy? She says yes. All right, phenomenal. Oh, let me scroll down a little bit. All right, perfect. Thank you for your interest. We'll reach out soon. And these are all leads that Yi has connected with. So these are all leads that Yi has connected with. And so the takeaway here is the lead came in off the property. They are not really interested in that property because it's too expensive. They're just browsing. So we didn't leave it at that. We didn't just say, oh, I'm sorry I couldn't help you. No, we've got a number of different what we call value offers that we make automatically. And we'll rotate them, or if one's not replied to, we'll make another one a little bit later. And so one of them is 25 Insider Secrets of Home Buying Guide, which is, and here's a really powerful, very cool thing. When the lead says yes in the AI text follow-up, that guide is automatically sent to them from your Listings to Leads account. The guide is fully branded to you, your logo, your colors, your company name, your picture. All right. It's automatically sent to them. You're going to get by this time, it'll be probably maybe the third email. In fact, no, it won't be. It'll be like the fourth or fifth email. And here's another thing I want you to make sure that you understand. Every time the lead responds, you get an email. And the email actually looks just like this. Like literally in the email, it'll look just like this. So you can see exactly what they said. And then I can click the email. I can tap the email and go right to the conversation in Listings to Leads with the leads record. I can turn off the AI text and take over the conversation if I want to. Once we qualify the lead, we will automatically turn off the conversation. So we don't want to qualify the lead and leave that conversation open, because that's when you need to be calling up and you need to be following up. And so I think one of the first things on your side is to, really be honest with yourself and be a little bit maybe more disciplined than you have been every single day, preferably at the exact same time every day, so that it becomes a habit that you start calling people back. Yi does it from 7 to 8 p.m. every night. I know Gordon does it from like 9 to 10:30. I believe he does his calls. It doesn't matter so much when you make your calls, except for you need to be paying attention to when is it that people are responding. All right. If I'm calling every day at 10 o'clock and nobody picks up their phone, well, is it a bad lead, or are you just calling it a bad time? All right. I want you to be thinking about that. Is it a bad lead, or are you calling at a bad time? So I think the first thing is, and that's what I love about 7 to 8 p.m. And if you come on the 1 o'clock call today, you'll hear her talking. But I've heard her say this before, which is she likes to call after dinner, because that is when most people are a little bit more calm, a little bit more casual, a little bit more open to talking. Man, I've heard that she's gotten calls at 10 o'clock at night from people, 9 o'clock at night, 9:30 at night. Some people are late owls, and they're up and they're at it, a little bit later than a lot of us. Normally, too early in the morning, either they haven't had all the coffee they need yet, they're at work, they got a million things going on, just like you do. But hey, if you call every morning like Gordon does from 9 to 10:30 and that works for you, phenomenal. Maybe you're in a little bit of an older crowd. So the first thing is make sure you are dedicating, I would say at least 30 minutes, if not an hour, to call leads back. In the beginning, it may only take you 10 minutes. Some days it only takes her 10 or 15 minutes. So there's days when she's calling and nothing will, to get a hold of nobody. In fact, I remember 2 or 3 weeks ago, it's like 2 days in a row. And I could see on her face that she was getting a little bit, not depressed, but maybe a little depressed, a little disappointed. Day 3, she talked to 2 or 3 different people. So it's, I want to always remember we got averages, right? Things will always average out if we put in the work, and hopefully the averages get better over time. So spending enough money, making sure you got your ads out there, and then making sure that we set the every day. All right. And I'm telling you, she'll even call on Saturdays. If we're not, if she's not out running around or something else, and she's at home, she will call people on Sunday. She'll call people on Sunday. So don't, this is unfortunately, as an entrepreneur, as a independent business person, I hate to break this to you, but 9 to 5 isn't part of your DNA. And if it is, phenomenal. And if you're one of those people that says, well, I would never call people, I don't work after 6. Great. But then make sure you call during your work hours. All right. Here's another conversation. All right. Hello, Brooke. This is Alex again. Right. We kind of saw that same as before. September 10th, I believe the lead was generated. So feel free to chance, no response. The next day, are you still in the market to buy a home? They reply back, just browsing. Again, we make an offer for that same guide. She says, sure. All right. And then we got the qualification. This lead turned out to be a great lead, man. In fact, she has this Brooke person even has a friend that is looking to buy a home. So that is potentially going to be 2 deals right on that one. And then, of course, on all of these, whether it was Iris, whether it was Brooke, as soon as you get the notification that a lead has been qualified, that is your cue to make sure you call them back as quickly as possible or during that night's or that day's call schedule. Now, and sometimes it's going to be a little bit of you got to play it by ear, pay attention to what's going on. Where if you get what looks to be a engaged lead person, maybe you break your rule and just call them right then. But the beautiful thing is when you do call them, and here's another thing I think to keep in mind, when you call these people up, make sure you refer. So you would say something like this. Hey, Judith, this is Yi Gong, and you're talking to my assistant, Alex, about the property on St. Louis Court in Sacramento. And then you're going to address their last issue. So in this case, the lead says, I'm just browsing for future planning in 2 years, a house near exactly what I'm looking for, blah, blah, blah. Again, make an offer for the guide. They say, yes, thank you. Boom. Lead had a conversation with Yi. I should have got somewhere with different value offers, but they're all accepting on the first one. So, all right, here's another one. Hi, Nelson. This is Alex. Yada, yada, yada. The lead person, I hate saying the word lead. So this person, how about we say that? This person replies back with hello. And then I'm not sure where that came from. Sorry for the confusion. I'm not sure what that was. But then the lead comes back with the home price is too high. The automated AI text, as I understand, if your situation changes, and then the lead comes back, the person comes back and says, we're looking for a new house from 500,000 or at least used. All right. Which is cool. Again, making an offer. Look at that. More information. Boom. Lead qualified, lead in conversation. And the last one that we'll take a quick look at here. So again, this is a listing in Sacramento, California. This is Joshua. Came in on the 6th. He said he's just browsing. That's where the green 2 is coming from. And then, oh, great. Okay, finally. Want me to send you a free list of price reduced homes for sale? Sure. Boom. Qualified in conversation. If you get someone that says they would like to get a list of price reduced homes for sale, sometimes the AI text will follow up with location and price range. If not, that is your cue to do that. So what you would do in this case, right? You're going to get an email. You're going to see what was said. You'll have a link to the conversation in your Listings to Leads account. You can go in there. it's probably already been turned off by the system once they agree to receive something from you and get a little bit more information. So once once you get this kind of information here, where you see that a list of price reduced homes for sale was offered, and they say sure, that is your cue to call them up. And I believe it was Judith. Let's see, Joshua. So I would call up and I would say, "Hi, Joshua. This is Scott. You're talking to my assistant, my AI assistant, Alex, regarding the property in Sacramento, and I understand you'd like to get a list of price reduced homes for sale. Can I just find out the location and price range that you're looking for?" Now, if you can't get a hold of them, you might just set them up for a list of price reduced homes for sale similar to what they came in on. But I would like to find, just to confirm, right? Because I want to make a connection with the person. And when the at a minimum, make sure you call back the same day, if not as soon as possible. But we don't want to wait 3 or 4 days. We don't want to just set them up with a email and let that take over. No, we are salespeople. That's what we do. We are salespeople. Our job is to talk to people. All right. That's one of the ways we get to our job, right? Of helping people buy or sell real estate. Well, it's typically not going to happen over email 100% of the time. A phone call, a conversation is going to be a part of the part of the mix here. So I would call this lead up and I would say, I just would love to confirm what locations you're looking for, what price range. Is there anything maybe like a primary on the first floor? Are you looking for a pool? Do you have kids? Maybe schools are important to you. Where are you working? Do you have a job that you're going to be commuting to, and maybe your home location is going to be dependent a little bit on that, depending on how far you want to drive. So to be able to have a conversation around what kind of home are they looking for. I understand you like to get a list of price reduced. I understand you're looking for a specific property, in this case in Sacramento and Land Park, right? But start having these conversations. And the beautiful thing about the AI text is it's going to set it up so beautifully for you. So when you click the email, so we were looking at those emails, when you click the button in the email, it'll take you to this page right here. And this is the lead detail page. I've blurred out all the, sensitive or whatever information here. So we see that was the first lead, the second lead, Brooke, and view AI text conversation, that big green button right there. We can see the AI text conversation over here to the right. When I click that button, over here it says AI text follow-ups. That's been turned off. Buyer lead follow-up. This is the email, which we'll get into here next. And keep in mind, this also works for seller leads. So again, pending and sold, what is your home worth? And coming within about a week or so will be the cash offer funnel and the price reduced funnel. So those are both coming within about a week or so. But for now, the email follow-up is turned on, and she made a note about the lead. So you can add notes, you can add a task, you can add a meeting, you can send the email right from here. And one really cool thing is, does everybody see that more button? Let me know, type in yes that you see the more, because this is kind of important. This more button really should be called gold or something like that. So let me know in the chat that you can see, and let me know where you're coming in from. Man, this is a quiet crowd. Normally we got people chatting and dropping in. In fact, can everybody hear me? Let's see this first. Should I have done a better introduction or a song and dance for everybody here to get everybody had their coffee this morning? Everybody following along? Gustavo, are you following along? I am not sure where to see the leads. I'm not sure where to see the lead. Gustavo, when you say I'm not sure where to see the leads, there's a leads tab in listings to leads. But in this case, what we are interested in is just a specific lead. Okay. So if I were to click the leads tab right here in the far left under follow up, says leads. If I click that, I'll see all of my leads. but I am interested in one lead at a time, because as I'm generating leads, as the AI text is qualifying them, or as conversations are happening, I want to be able to get to that particular lead so I can see the entire conversation kind of flow. And I'm telling you, Ye's had this before. I talked to other people. A lead can come in and it can be 2 or 3 months before they engage with the AI text, or they might engage and then fall off the face of the earth. Maybe you try to call them, nothing happens. But the beautiful thing is the AI text is it's gonna kind of in the beginning, it's a little bit more, I don't want to say intense, it's not really the right word, but a little bit more involved in the beginning. And then over time, maybe every, once a day, once every couple of days, and once every 2 or 3 days. So the AI text is not going to sit there and bombard them every single day, day in and day out. It's going to be appropriate. But what it is going to do is it's not going to forget. It's not going to get depressed. It's not going to get distracted. All right. It's like FSD. It just knows what it's doing. It's going to do it. It's going to do it the right way. Now, you saw the one thing where it says, sorry for the confusion. Once in a blue moon, some kind of weird thing will happen like that. But it's you. I've actually seen the leads will come back and say, "Oh no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Whatever." And I was talking to our people about it one time, and I said, I actually think that's kind of cool when the AI text messes up and it does that. Sorry for the confusion out of nowhere, because it gets the lead going. Oh, did I do something? Like, I'm sorry. Like, and it's kind of interesting. Kathy says, this is an attachment. This is an attachment to email within the system of L2L. Yes, Kathy. I mean, the email will look very, very similar to the conversation right here. So, I mean, you'll literally get an email. Now, the first email will just say an AI text conversation has been initiated. But then the second email, once the lead responds, will literally it'll look just like this in the email. And then there'll be a button that will say view entire conversation right here, like right below the last message. And that's where you can tap. And then when you tap it, this page will open up on your phone. You may have to log into Listings to Leads if you're not logged in already, but once you're logged in once, typically that will stay logged in. And so the next email I get, I'll tap where it says view conversation. Literally this page opens up, and then I'll click the green button, and then I can read the whole thing right here. And again, notice right here, kind of in the middle, says AI text follow-ups. If I highlight that right there, it says AI text follow-up, and that I just made in yellow. If that's still on, right? If it's still like the dark green, then I can turn it off and follow up with the lead, because I'll have their phone number right here. I'll have their email address right there. So earlier I mentioned this more button. The more button is phenomenal. And I use it, or we used it on this one right here on Brooke. So when I click more, and I can't do this live because then I'm giving away personal information, but you can do it right now if you want and check it out, or you can do it later. When I click the more button in the top right, there's a couple of options. There's like 4 or 5 options, but 2 of them in particular. Search email on Google, search phone number on Google. And so the search phone number on Google was used for this lead. Found out she has a great job, found out where she works, found out where she lives. And so when Yi followed up with this girl or this woman, the conversation was just a little bit better because she already knew her a little bit. She knew where she worked. She knew what she did for a living. She knew, her relative age, right? So it's almost like she got to know her a little bit just by about 10 to 15 seconds of research before she called them up. So when you click that when you get the email and you click the view conversation button and you get to this page here, check out that more and see if that doesn't bring up more information for you. So again, the search email on Google, search phone number on Google. Sometimes email in particular, if it's like a Gmail or Hotmail or Yahoo or AOL, you'll get like nothing in return. It'll just give you like a blank page. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it'll give you really good information. And same for the phone. With the phone, sometimes it'll just throw you to those, People Search USA type of thing. But then sometimes it gives you where they work, where they live, a lot of great information about them. You've also got different programs like Forewarn, I believe. Cameron, yes, we do integrate with Lofty and Follow Up Boss both. In fact, Yee's got all of her leads. You don't see it here. But if you were to see this on live, you would see that there's a note saying this lead was sent to Follow Up Boss. But I'll tell you, Yee's actually found that using Listings to Leads to make notes on all of the leads is actually easier than Follow Up Boss. Now, she's not an expert in Follow Up Boss, so if you are, phenomenal. But yes, we have a direct connect via the API into Follow Up Boss, into Lofty, into Bold Trail, into Sierra Interactive, into a bunch of them. So you should be able to get your leads from Listings to Leads into whatever email pro or whatever CRM that you need. All right, Cameron, does that answer your question there? And Kathy, did I answer your question, I hope? Great question. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. So let's go to the accounts. So let's see how this works. Once you sign up, and if I go to ads, now I believe I'm already signed up right here. Sign up for AI text follow-up. My account's a little goofy, but if you click that button on the leads page, AI text follow-ups, 50% off first 2 months. So it's like $50 for 50 conversations. You don't need to sign up for the 100 conversations right away. You can do that down the road. Once you start, and I'm telling you, you want to be generating about 100 leads a month minimum. I want you generating 4 to 7 leads a day minimum. And I tell you, Yee is now, she just recently doubled her ad spend. She has spent $760 in the last month or so on ads, and she will probably make $15,000 to $20,000 in commissions from that ad spend already. Like I said, she's having conversations every day. All right. Let me rephrase that. On average, every day. So like I said earlier, there's a day or two where she'll call and nothing happens. She'll go call. She'll be done in 15 minutes, and which is kind of good, right? Because I'm all done, but you didn't have any conversations. And then the next day, I know yesterday she was telling me that she had 2 great conversations. Right? She'll come into my office and like, oh my God, last night I was talking to these people, and God, what was that one the other day? It was it was the 2 brothers, and they wanted to buy a place. One didn't have great credit, but the other one had really good credit. And so she was able to talk to him, and it was kind of funny. I do not see AI in any of my leads. Yes, it's an add-on. So again, click on the leads page in Listings to Leads. There's a few different places. I'm sorry, ads. I think leads as well. So if you click either leads or ads, I clicked ads, and so I'm right here. And it said, excuse me, I got a hiccup. Sign up for AI text follow-up. So right there, that kind of black and gray button, if you click it, right, little blurb, you can go ahead and read. See conversations, we've already saw some. And it is for buyer and seller leads, right? So again, it's for listings and the what is your home worth landing page. So the free home value, property valuation plus, pending and sold for the seller leads. By next week or the week after, it'll be added to the cash offer. Same time, it'll be added to the price reduced. And then we'll get it live for some of the other more popular ones, like the PDF guides and so on. All right. Gustavo, you're in a broker account. That will be live for brokers soon. So Gustavo, do you have an agent account within your broker account? You can get this for brokers, but you got to go through Vince. So if you want to get this, for example, and I believe you can allocate it by agent. So if you got 5 agents, for example, you could say, give it to these 2 agents, but not those agents, or you could leave it at the broker account, because if you have a broker or a lender account, you can run the ads out of the broker account where the AI would be followed up with it. Yeah. I do not know my login. Excuse me. Give us support. All right, go with our support team on that one, or Vince, Gustavo. You know Vince. All right, so get with the Vince if you need to on that. He'll help you out, and then he can also give you more information about the AI tax. He was telling me this morning. He was talking to a team. They spend $3,000 a month on one of the big websites. Big website vendors, $3,000 a month, getting 25 to 30 buyer leads a month. And I about fell out of my chair. I said, "Are you sure you didn't mean seller leads?" And he goes, "No." He goes, "They told me buyer leads." And just, I told him, like, listen, if you were to spend, now as an agent, you don't need to do this, but I tell you, he's going to be doing this. She went from about 400 a month to 600 a month, and now she's going to be going up to over $1,000 a month, because now that she has essentially disciplined and made sure that, yes, I will call every day. Now, are there days that she doesn't call? Very rare. Because listen, just like your diet, just like you're working out, just like whatever, if you start making excuses, if you start letting the fact that a bad phone call knocked you off your game, you're not going to stay with it, right? It may help if you've got a significant other or another agent where you two can kind of just encourage each other and make sure to check in with each other and say, "Hey, did you make your phone calls last night?" Or you check in with them maybe after you get done. Maybe you both do your phone calls at the same time. All right. You're 2 agents from different companies, 2 agents in the same office, but you buddy up a little bit and say, "Hey, listen, you know what? Not having business sucks. Not having business leads me to overeating, to not being in the mood to work out. Not having business cascades into a lot of other bad things." All right. So getting more business is critical for so many other things in our life. That may seem shallow, but it is what it is. So you may think to say, "Hey, listen, why don't I get another agent and we kind of buddy up together to where every night we're gonna, or every day, whatever your schedules are going to be appropriate for this, and you just check in with each other. Did you have a bad day of calling? Did you have a good day of calling? Did you have any funny conversations? Any good conversations? Oh, you know what? That'd be a phenomenal video to do, right? That's a phenomenal conversation that you just had right there. Why don't you do a short form video and get that up on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube Shorts? Because that's the kind of stuff that other people could learn from. And I'm telling you, I'm trying to get you to do that a lot more, because these these conversations that she is having with leads are just absolute gold. What are support hours? Support hours are 9 to 5 Central Time, I believe. So anyways, I was talking about setting up the AI text because I was talking to a client who uses one of the more popular website vendors, and he was using Lofty, and then he had AI text with Lofty that was totally fine, and he switched to Bold Trail, and I was like, "Dude, why don't you have it set up yet?" He goes, "Oh, I just haven't got around to it. Just, I got to do all the. I don't know. I've never used it. This is what he said." And I'm like, "Oh my God, dude, you're killing me." I said, "In listings to leads, check this out." I click on the sign up button. I go next. I select which level, just code 50 in the beginning. You'll get a notification when you get down to like 5 left, and that you can come in and add more to it. And then when I hit next here, for me, it's just going to flip because I've been doing this for so many times. But when you do it, so Gustavo, Kathy, everybody else, for the first time when you do this, on the next screen, it's going to have you select your AI assistant's name. You're going to have a couple of options. do you want this for buyer leads, seller leads, or both? And I think there might be one other, but it's literally like that. That's it. Then you're gonna say, put in your credit card. I don't know why we can't just do credit card from your account profile, but you'll do the credit card and then you'll be good to go. You will literally have this set up in about a minute and a half. And then the very next lead that comes in, you're going to have the AI text associated with it. Now, let's get into the negative stuff. It's typically, and you know what, I know before it was about a 12% qualification for each lead. It's probably now more. I bet now it's like 15 to 20%. We're qualifying 15 to 20% of the leads, meaning they want more information about that particular listing. They want more information about other listings. They want to get your guide. They want to list a price reduced homes for sale, but they want something else from you. So when an agent says yes to one of these offers, and again, the offer could be, I want more information about this property. The AI text is going to go, great. When would be a good time for a team member to call you back? And, sometimes, and I didn't have any examples here in this for whatever reason, but the lead might say something like tomorrow at 5:00. Or I've seen some really funny conversations with leads where they literally think they're talking to somebody live. I'm going into the hospital tomorrow, and I'm having outpatient, but I'm probably going to be under the weather for a few days. So could you call me on next Wednesday, and then I can talk to you then, right? Sure, whatever, no problem. I don't care. I just want to make sure I'm filling up my calendar. I want to make sure I'm filling up my pipeline so that in 3 to 4 months from now, I've got some tangible leads that are leading to buyers, that are leading to listings. The AI text is, in fact, I just showed it. So again, when I click here on that button, a little blurb, click next. And then right here, you can see it's half off for the first 2 months. So $49, essentially $1 a conversation. So I wanted to get into some of the other things here. So let's say you generate 10 leads. So you get 10 leads coming in, 1 to 2. And I'm going to just give you Yees. And even Gordon, who was on the call a couple of weeks ago, said he gets 75 to 80% good phone numbers. Yee's at 90%. 90%. And you saw she's spending over she spends over about $1,000 a month on ads at this point, and she's getting 90% good phone numbers. So this is not a fluke. All right. This is like spending money. And I believe over time, what happens is Facebook just puts your ads in front of a better audience. But what I want you to walk away from right now is a realistic expectation so that tomorrow you're not disappointed. So again, 10 leads come in, 1 to 2 may be bad phone numbers. That would leave 8 to 9. 1 or 2 may say remove. All right, stop, remove, not interested, whatever. 4 to 5 to 6 may not respond, or maybe none of them respond for the first couple of days. Typically, though, she will get 1 to 2 to 3 people every day going, yeah, send me that guide. Yeah, send me the list of price reduced homes for sale. Yes, send me whatever offer was made. Yes, give me that stuff. As I mentioned before, if they say yes to getting one of the PDF guides, that will be sent automatically. If they say yes to a list of price reduced homes for sale, that will not be. If they say yes to a list of homes with a primary bedroom on the first floor, that's one of the value offers that are made. Although typically you see here, they accept before they even get that far. That's why I didn't have any of those to show you. Sometimes it does. Sometimes the lead, and I mentioned this a little bit earlier, a lead may go 2 or 3 months without responding. A lead may respond right away. In fact, I've seen leads say, no, thank you. Right. So they'll say, do you want to listen? Or they'll say, would you like more information about this home? Or are you just browsing? right? And the lead will say, no, thank you. And then the AI text will say, okay, great. Would you like a list of price reduced homes for sale? And it'll go for a month or two. It'll go for 2 months with nothing. And then, the AI text is just kind of bip, bip, bip along, every, staying in contact. And then out of nowhere, the lead will come back and say, oh yeah, can I get a list of price reduced homes for sale? So your goal, and this is for all of you. Yeah, Christine, thank you so much. I know sometimes I get a little bit sideways here. I will definitely do that, but let me finish this train of thought and I'll 100% do that. You need to go for a couple of weeks before you allow yourself to get depressed, mad, whatever, because you need to start building up you need to, it's like the pizza. I need to get into the oven. I need it to get to 450 and I need to take it out of the oven, let it sit for a minute. And now when I take a bite of that pizza, it's going to be about perfect. And Gordon said this as well. If any of you were on the call I did with Gordon a while back, for the first month or so, it was a little bit like, oh, is this working? Because, when you have had a haphazard pipeline, when you've not really been that consistent with both lead generation, lead follow-up, and all that great stuff, it's just hit or miss. It's just helter-skelter all over the place. And so you got to give it a minimum of 2 weeks before you start getting a little bit squirrely with it. But I'm telling you, if you give it about a month or two and you just stay diligent, you stay consistent, you stay disciplined with it, you are going to be in a really, really good place. So Christine, yes, let's get to it. So it could be, I'll run through, we'll do 3 ads really quickly, and then I'll show you the email follow-up, because the email follow-up is even easier than the AI text. There's no charge for the email. We have people moving people from different programs into our program, because our emails get to the inbox 90 to 100% of the time. Also, check this out. Get into the mastermind group. I just had this printed with Mailbox Power. And this is the expired presentation from Listings to Leads. Very similar to the listing presentation. And I just dropped a video. And so this is one of Yee's realtor partners. And she's going to send this agent 20 of these to send to expireds in her area. So check this out. Isn't that beautiful? $6.80. I think we can get them cheaper from My Plus Leads. Somebody was telling me they were getting them for $5.10. So I'm going to talk to Will Grader about that and see. But the entire 24 pages, look at that. Beautiful, $6.80. Awesome. Get to the mastermind group. There's more on that one. So I got a listing. So once I got the AI text turned on, any listing here, any one of these listings, click the green market listing button, Facebook and Instagram ad. And right, coming soon, there's the ad, there's the text, right? Completely editable. Location's going to autofill. So we brought Facebook into Listings to Leads. I don't need to go to Facebook. I don't need to go wherever. 100% of the budget is going to go to the ad. All right. We got the image right here. Lifetime budget, $35. Now, especially if I got the AI text, you want to be spending about $500 a month on ads, and in particular on ads for listings that are for sale, yours or borrowed. All of the listings that Yee runs ads on are all borrowed listings. Every single one of them is a borrowed listing, because she's a lender. So she's running them for agents and doing the follow-up for agents. Not that it's important, but what Yee does is once that lead, for example, when that lead wanted to list a price reduced homes for sale, she turns that lead over to her realtor partner. Have you ever had a lender give you as an agent a lead that wants something? All right. How beautiful is that? So anyways, I'm going to turn that budget to $100. Start and end date 1 week. You don't have to touch anything. The only thing you need to do is just confirm location, add some money to the budget, and click create ad. I can change the text. I can change the image. That could have been a video, right? I could sit here for a half hour and go through all of the different things that we do on the ad that you can do for the ads. But for this conversation, I want to just keep it as simple as possible. If I come back into listings, let's take a look at a pending listing. If any of you have a recent pending or sold as either the selling agent or the listing agent, you can get those into your account. Get those into your account. So I got a pending listing here. In fact, let's do my just sold. We're on the selling agent. Check this out. Just sold selling agent, just sold listing agent. So obviously listing agent, that makes sense. But when your buyer's in contract, and I would probably wait until the contingencies are removed, or at least until it looks like we're good, right? Not in maybe the first day or two, but once the inspection is done, everyone's comfortable with the inspection and whatever comes, transpires out of that, and everyone's good. Add that listing to your account where you're the buyer's agent, because you're called the selling agent. So you can add that pending listing. We've had clients get listings when the listing was still in contract with their buyer. How nuts is that? Well, so check this out. Just sold selling agent, market listing, Facebook and Instagram ad. Gustavo, 100%, man, 100%. And get a hold of Vince. I'm going to tell him you're to expect your phone call. So here's my ad. And again, I could sit here, we could go into retargeting, we could go into lookalike, we can go into editing and video. We could sit here for an hour and talk about a just sold ad. But 99% of the time, confirm location, confirm the budget. So again, now where a buyer lead is coming in between $3 to $5 a lead, a seller lead is going to be between $8 to $15. Just the way it is. So again, I'm going to do 150. Again, 1 week. If I want to change the template, I can. I want to change the image, I can. I want to add a video, I can. Notice if I want to retarget, all I got to do is select my audience. So any custom audience I've got in Facebook will be available through listings to leads, but I'm not going to worry about that for what we're doing here. Create ad. And any lead I generate off of this ad will have the AI text initiated. It'll be a seller lead conversation. It will have seller offers. So it'll make offers related to the homeowner that's thinking about possibly selling. If I go to the landing pages, right here, landing pages. Oh, and also all the PDF guides. So if I run an ad for a PDF guide, that will also connect with the AI text follow-up. I always forget that. I got to make sure I stop forgetting that. So if you want to run a PDF guide ad, those are connected. In fact, let me make sure. Hold on one second. Give me 1 second. I want to confirm that real quickly here before I let you all. I don't want someone leaving this call. Once I'm talking to my tech guy. Is the AI text connected? Sorry about this, everybody. Connected to PDF guide ads. I would feel so bad if you all got off this phone call and then later I find out, like, Scott, you're an idiot. That's not true. But I do know, for example, free home values, this landing page, it's in as soon as you sign up for a free trial or as soon as you log into your account, it's the top left, free home values. You can create as many of these as you want. But if I go to the green marketing tools button, and from there, Facebook and Instagram ad right there. Check this out. Look at that. 89 homes sold in August 2025. The highest price home to sell was $802,000. This has affected your home's value. I'll show you how that works here in a minute. But again, this is all editable. The image, the image is editable. I can add a video. I can add a Canva image. The only difference between this and a listing ad is we don't know what your location is. We actually do. but I'll show you in a second here. So I'm just going to type in Folsom, California. Again, now these come in between 15 to 20 bucks for a lead. Now you're going to get name, email, phone number, selling time frame, and a offer for the ultimate guide to buying the ultimate guide to selling a home is being made in the Facebook lead ad. If the leads respond and they say, yeah, send me that guide from the ad, we actually send the guide to them automatically as well, just like from the AI text follow-up. So again, here, knowing these are 15 to 20 bucks each. So I'm gonna go 150 for a week. Again, like I said, I can retarget. I can do, if you got a custom audience, I can retarget. But it's that fast, that easy to do the ad, and the AI text will be automatically configured to initiate with all of the leads coming through. And I haven't heard. I'm going to say they are connected. If not, I'll make a note I'll leave a message in the mastermind group either way. And you can see here, custom audience, custom audience, custom audience, custom audience. Yeah, but I always turn my ads off. I'm not a real estate agent anymore. We even got Google ads. I was talking to a client the other day. He is doing phenomenal with the iBuyer Google ads. Really cool. All right. Any questions on anything that we've covered so far? PDF guides. Let me see. I'm hoping. Yeah, he may be my guys at lunch. All right. But again, I will leave a message in the mastermind group, but let's just take a look at this real quickly here. So let's do a PDF guide. These are more mid-funnel leads. So for example, downsizing guide for homeowners, marketing tools. It'll open up on Facebook and Instagram ad. So these guides, these are your colors, your logo, your branding, even so I always love, I love all of our clients, of course, but what's the company? BHHS, Berkshire Hathaway. So Berkshire Hathaway, they got that purple and the gray or the tan, purple and tan kind of colors, but they got kind of a unique font. So anyways, this agent signs up this morning from them, and I happened just to see the full screen property website come through, and it always just catches my eye because they've got kind of a distinct font that they use. And so, we even grabbed the proper brand font for the companies. And you can select all of that in your Listings to Leads profile. If, for example, another client this morning from Century 21 signed up. So an agent from Century 21 signed up, and I was expecting to see, I figured it would be like that black and gold single property website. No, it was turquoise and salmon, he was from Florida, I guess, because it said something like Forever Beach or something or other. He had his own custom brand underneath Century 21. So instead of using the Century 21 colors, he was using his own colors. And so that will reflect, that's all customizable, and your PDF guides, your landing pages, your property websites will follow whatever branding and logos and stuff that you give it. But similar to the landing page here, I'll just say Folsom. Right, again, budget. I'm going to pop that up. 50 is just a minimum. I'm going to say $100, 1 week. Again, I can change the image. I can add a video. In fact, we got some videos here. Downsizing guide. Let's see. I don't need two. Click to get the free guide. Let's see if we got any videos. Yeah, that's a video because it's going to cycle. And I could do my own video. Notice, for those of you into doing video, short form video script right here. So this could be you doing, that, I mean, this could be a video of you talking. How awesome is that? Great little video. I love it. Sweet. Activate autoresponder. Create ad. Beautiful. Kathy, yes, here. I will tell you what. If you just go to, in fact, I got a show for the follow-ups. But here, I'll put in the link. Give me 1 second. If anyone on this call wants or needs this, make sure you click the link I just put in right there. Just go ahead and click on that link. It'll open right up and you can set up. You can literally sign up. You can, there's a wizard that you'll go through. In fact, let me see if I can go through that wizard with you. But one more thing. First of all, for the email follow-up, click follow-ups right here. All right. You will have 4 follow-ups, 2 in Spanish, 2 in English, buyer follow-up, seller follow-up, English and Spanish, fully customizable, editable, duplicatable. You can add new ones. You can edit the current ones. But if I click where it says off, it'll be off in the beginning. If I go to turn it on, all right, give it a second here. Boom. I got multiple emails, so it's going to let me choose which email, who should get this follow-up. And I can add custom contact list, new ones. And again, I can create brand new campaigns if I wanted to. But check how easy this is. Send this campaign to existing leads of this list. Yeah, go ahead and send it to existing or not. I'll say yes. Make it recurring. This is a campaign that will go on for like 4 to 5 months. And if you say yes, we'll just recycle it. And that way, it is September 19th, September, October, November, December, January, February. By February 19th, nobody is going to remember what they got today. So you can make it recurring. It's absolutely awesome. I can click in here and I can see all of the emails. We have a phenomenal, like I said, these things get to the inbox over 90% of the time, all fully customizable. So what we do is, mine's been customized a little bit. Here, let me show you. Yeah. So every other email, notice, free guide, inexpensive ways to increase your home value. 5 tips to sell your home guide. This is a guide. What questions should you ask before selling? The secrets of selling your home in any season. So like every other email is going to be with one of our different PDF guides. And then the other emails are going to be these short, tiny little ones. Now, let's just say I come in and I go, you know what? I really go after condos. So I'm going to click edit. I can change home to condo or whatever I want to do, save it, send test email, close it. I can change when they're being sent and so on and so forth. So yeah. Can this be used as a CRM? It can be, but if you've already got Follow Up Boss, don't quit Follow Up Boss until you get in here, play around with it a little bit, see what you think. We are building out more of like a pipeline management application within Listings to Leads. So it'll be a lot easier to use us without even having a CRM. For most of you, you're not using 90% of your CRM anyways. What you're doing is you're making notes. Maybe, I mean, I hope you are, but not making notes, it just kills me. But I know I've tried to use a few different CRMs, and oh man, it's just so over the top complicated. When all I need is my leads coming in, attached to AI text follow-up and an email follow-up, which we walked through here. I need to be able to call them up. I need to be able to make notes. I need to be able to see what they're doing. And I'll tell you what's really awesome. Let's say this guide goes out. So this is like this is after, so on day 11, this is the email that goes out for the seller follow-up. What's really cool is if and when the lead person clicks on the image, it doesn't go to a landing page. It downloads the guide right away. It'll literally download the guide right away. And then I, as the agent, I will get a notification that so-and-so just downloaded your PDF guide, whatever this guide was, right? First time home sellers guide. Right? All your branding, all your logo, your color, your fonts, right? Everything. Secret to selling a home in any season. Right? Again, people click, bring up the guide. Boom. Your logo, your picture. Awesome. All right. Any questions before I let you go? Have a beautiful Friday, everybody. I got to run because I got another call at 1 o'clock. I need to get ready for, and I also need to get a few other things done. So get to them. Oh, one more thing. If you click on the marketing calendar, this is where you can watch the recordings. This is where you get to the mastermind group. This is the marketing calendar and presentations. Man, if you haven't checked out our open house mastery, that is one of the best. I think it's the best in the industry. And resources. So here I can go to our YouTube channel, watch all the recordings, Instagram, our Facebook mastermind group. So I can click that green button, get myself. Now, if you're not a member, you'll have to ask for an invite, and that can be done very, very easily. And there's that post that I was showing you talking about this. And I'll be doing a training on this very, very soon. So awesome. Oh my God. I'm going to order 20 for her. And that way, every time a new expired comes up, and they're only $7. It was like $6.80. Although Kelly Wheeler, one of our clients, he told me they were $5.10. So I need to find out from Will Grader over there at Mailbox Power. Are they $5 or are they $6.80? But either way, they're a lot cheaper than $10 to $20, which I know other people charge for these kinds of things, and they're not even. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link or put an example of a cover letter. So this with a cover letter sent or door knocked or door dropped to an expired listing. We got these for FSBO, and we've got this for standard listing presentations as well. So yeah, you're going to want to make sure you get a copy of that. Yeah, for now, just get into the mastermind group, leave a comment under this. I'll be posting more information on this as well. And I'll point you in the right direction. But unfortunately, I got to split real quickly here for the moment. But I will talk to you all later. Have a great weekend, everybody. And again, get with our support or get to the mastermind group. We'll talk to you then.